All right, welcome everybody. This is going to be a simulate. Is hot Forex a good breaker? I have no idea. This is going to be a simulation session, as always, on gold. So we're going to go over gold. This is going to be from the London session, going all the way into NYSE, right? From the till the New York Stock Exchange. That's what we're going to do. From London till NYSE. Most of the times, the analysis will be done based on the 4-hour time frames, right? We're only going to do it on the 4-hour time frames, and then executions are going to be on the 1 hour and a 30-minute time frames. All right, let's take a look over here. Let's bring up some random dates. Okay, so we want 10 random dates. We have should fall between, let's do like 2020. We've already done till August, so we're going to go to September till whatever, like July. 31st July, 29th July, 1st September. I think it's going to be Sundays. So always, whenever you do simulations, it's always a good idea to kind of just do the most recent ones, right? Because then you're trading the correct, like the most recent market dynamics here. So let's take a look at these dates. All right, so we got March, February, January, we got September, 27th September, we got June, May, March, February. Let's do January, right? 17th, January 2021. You good with that? Going once, going twice. All right, perfect. 17th January here. Okay, so let's take a look here. January 17th. We got gold. We got gold. We got January 17th. USD 10,000. Start with 5,000 here. Oh, nice, Jackie. Read my mind. Near close, leverage 1 to 100. We got to see almost like 200 days previous in the charts. Okay. First of all, we need the weekly. Need the daily. Next, we need the 4-hour, 1 hour, 30-minute, and 15-minute. Okay, there we go. 15, 30, 1 hour, 4-hour, daily. Did you start recording? Yes, I just started recording. It's recording at the moment. Let's take a look over here. Yes, it is. Let's take a look at this drive, actually. That's F drive. Oh yeah, we got a lot of space. We got like 360 gigs over here. Beautiful. Audio's running fine here too. All right, so let's remove these previous charts and let's load them again. 15, 30, 1 hour, 4-hour, daily, weekly. Awesome, perfect. So this is what we got over here. This is January 17th. Market is just opening at this point. So what we're going to do is we're going to forward this till the London Open, which is going to be 1000 hours. So whenever you do simulations, you have to take a look at this time right here, right? Whenever you're going to open it up with New York close setting, this 100 hours is going to be around 6 p.m. Eastern, right? It's always going to be 6 p.m. Eastern, so that's what you're going to focus on. So what we're going to do is we're going to move on towards 1000 hours, which is going to be 9, 8, 9, 10. 1000 hours. 1000 hours is London Open. So what we're going to do is we're going to simulate from London Open going all the way till pre-NY, and then we're going to try to make sense of why things are happening, like, and we're going to try to take some trades and see if they work or not. Okay. First of all, obviously, like, we do top-down analysis. Top-down analysis starts with the weekly candle. Looking at the weekly candle, looks like we're rejecting down over here since the week has just started, so we're unsure whether it's going to continue down or continue moving up. So now we got to take a look at the small time frames. The overall look with the weekly is you're just trying to see how the previous weekly candles moved, right? So just by looking at how the previous weekly candles moved, we can see that the previous one, like, it formed a support at this point right here because price went up, created some sort of a rejection here and then moved further up, right? But now here, the weekly candle, this one closed below this area, and now this one is coming up at this point. So we're unsure whether it's going to reject it or what it's going to do. So now we got to take a look at the daily time frame and see what's going on. So looking at the daily time frame, now we have some more information. The first thing we can notice is that this big exhaustion wick to the downside, right? So whenever we see a big exhaustion wick like this to the downside, we got to ask ourselves, why is this happening, right? So looking to the left-hand side, there are basically clean candles to the left-hand side, maybe like, this was a resistance area, rejection area, so maybe that's why it rejected this area. At the same time, we have some sort of resistance forming at this point. So all in all, it looks like the daily candle is coming back up towards a consolidation area at this time. So let's take a look on the 4-hour now. Okay, now looking at the 4-hour, now we have some more information, right? And the information that's presented here on the 4-hour is something like where we can see that there was a support at this point, right? Price created support. This candle came down, price came up, and now it's sort of like kind of like rejecting this area to see that, okay, whether we can continue moving up or we can continue moving down from this point, right? So the one thing we need to understand is that if we do continue moving up on the 4-hour, now this is where two biases, they come in handy at this point, right? So if we look at it more closely, we can see that, okay, let me bring my tool over here. All right, let's bring this here. We have a support formed. At the same time, we have this exhaustion right here. And to the left-hand side, we have this support area, which looks like this candle, the bullish candle, is respecting, right? Now, this 4-hour candle is coming down. Now, the whole idea is if this visually, right, only visually, if this 4-hour candle, it breaks the high of the previous 4-hour candle, or if it breaks the high of its own high, then there's a very high probability it's going to continue moving up to retest this resistance, right? Because on the 4-hour, high time frames are much better confirmations, and if it does move up, we have clean candles to the left hand side, and 4-hour can essentially continue up towards this price, which is 1854, 55, whatever that price is. So now we got to measure that range. So if we measure this range, this is like 130 pip range over here. Awesome, right? So this can very well happen at this point. Now, let's take a look at that on the 1-hour time frame. Looking at the 1-hour, let's zoom in here a little bit. Let's do scale fix like this. And all right, so this is what we have at this point, right? We're creating a resistance. If now, for a bearish move, if this new 1-hour candle, it breaks the low of the previous 1-hour candle, then there's a high probability for price to continue moving down. Hey, Sinan. All right, hold on. Okay, hold on. All right. Yeah, when kids gotta go, they gotta go. Had to use the washroom. All right, perfect. So if the next 1-hour candle breaks the low right here, obviously we can continue down. We have clean range. We have a pretty nice support forming at this point as well. This is 1826. Pretty big ranges here in gold, to be honest. I mean, look, this is like a 70 pip range. If we continue moving up, this is like a 100 pip range at this point. Very nice. Feeling pretty optimistic about this move here. Now, looking at the 30-minute time frame, obviously now we got to drop down to the smaller time frames to see where we can get those breaks, right? So obviously we have a resistance right here. And if we break above this area, then there's a very high probability we can continue moving up. At the same time, we got to identify this support here as well. All right, awesome. So now the stage is set, and the stage is set to see whether price is going to continue moving up, or are we going to continue moving down to retest this area at this point. I think the only thing we need to see if a candle can break below, break and close below. Let's take a look on the 15 minute. 15 minute, we're not going to focus on the 15 minute because what it looks like to the left hand side is that we had some impulsive move here. I think this happened after the Asian session. We had this impulsive move. So I think the whole idea would be if it does continue bearish, it's going to be to probably correct this impulsive move down. So let's start this London open and let's see where the candle closes to see whether we can get that move down here or not. Oh, let's speed it up here a little bit. Mind you, if this 30-minute candle can break the low of the previous one, then we can continue moving down. And that move down on the 4-hour would be like you know, a support at this point and price retesting this area to continue pushing bearish visually on the 4-hour. But if it breaks the high of the previous one, then there's a high probability for it to continue up. So that's the only thing we're going to focus on at this point. Looks like we're rejecting this area. So yeah, we'll see. There are no buys at this point. There are no sells at this point. We're just waiting for strong confirmations. 1-hour candle is also retracing it right here. All right, let's speed it up here a little bit more. Let's take a look at if you have any news over here. We have no news, not even for the USD. So clean day over here. This is the 18th. Okay. 15-minute candle about to close. 15-minute candle has closed, right? But if we look clearly on the 15-minute candle closed with no wick at the bottom, right? With little to no wick at the bottom. So I guess we'll have to wait a little bit more here for the 30-minute candle to close. Oh wow, look at that. See, no wick at the bottom, no trade at that point. Just like a tiny pimplish wick. Pimplish wick, I would want to call it. We're creating exhaustions here though, which is good because exhaustions mean that the move up is kind of like dying down here a little bit. Okay, the 30-minute candle has also closed. Looking at the 30-minute time frame, 30-minute is closing a weak bearish candle here, right? So look, we had strong bearish candle, we had another strong one, and now we have a very weak bearish candle. This means that probably the move down is slowing down on 30-minute time frame because the volume is decreasing. The volume is measured by the size of the candles, right? So if the size of the candles become smaller and smaller, that means the volume is decreasing at that point. So probably would want to wait for this 30-minute candle to close. Or if this candle can break the low right here, then we can take a sell for price to continue down. But ideally, would want to wait for this 30-minute candle to close. Let's take a look on the 1-hour time frame. 1-hour candle is still at this point here. Hasn't really broken any lows, done nothing. 4-hour candle still bearish. Daily candle is whatever, rejecting. 15-minute has still not broken this low at this point. So this is good, you know. This is good in a way that if we do, let's say we break this low, then there's a high probability for price to continue down. If we create a support, then we can wait for price to break above, you know, this area and then move up. Is it good for gold? Well, it depends. If you want to wait for impulse entry, then you're waiting for price to break this low, right? So at this point, I mean, if we break this low right here, then I think there's a very good opportunity for price to continue down. But if we don't break that low, then obviously we're waiting for price to, we're waiting for a candle to close. Is 3 to 4 pip spread normal? Yes, because there's a lot of volume in gold. All right. See, the candle is about to close. It's breaking the low in the last few minutes, so this is not a good idea at this point. So we got to wait for the candle to actually close. Okay, we're getting there. 3, 2, and oh, let's see here. There we go. Candle has closed bearish. Now, this is a really good opportunity for price to continue down. We've broken the low. We had a small bearish candle here with low volume, and now we have a bigger bearish candle with a lot of potential volume here. So this means there's a higher probability for price to continue bearish at this point. Let's take a look on the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour time frame also looks good. Let's take a look on the 4 hour time frame. 4 hour time frame is bearish. 15-minute time frame, 15-minute candle also. Wow, look at this. This 15-minute candle, it closed below this area right here as well. Now, this is where you got to make a decision, right? The decision is whether you want to wait for price to break this low and then continue down, or you want to enter at this point, keeping stops within this range and then anticipate price to move down, right? So that's what you got to identify at this point. So what we're going to do is, since I've been trading gold at this time, is I'm going to take a sell right here and have my stops above the 15-minute candle. Let's take a look at this right here. Okay, so first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to risk percentage. We're going to do like 2%. We're going to take a sell. Stop is going to be close to this wick right here. Really don't want it. I mean, if we can have it above this area, that's still good. It's like around, what, 18 pips at this point. And TP is something we're going to remove from this area here, and like this. We're going to remove from this area right here. Perfect. Right, 30-minute candle, bearish, high volume, so there's a high probability for it to continue down. At least till I would say 1831, 1830. I think that's going to be a pretty good idea. Typically, we would want it to kind of like retrace and then move down. Let's slow it down here a little bit. All right. It's coming down. Oh, nice. Look at that. We have almost 6 pips right here. 6 pips, 14, 15, 18 pips at this point. So we're going to close partials, close around 90%, and put stops at break even. That's it. If it continues down further, then perfect, because we have clean candles here to the left-hand side. Running at about 21, 22, 24 pips, 25 pips. All right. Looks like this happened in the first 5 minutes over here. Price retraced all the way, secured positions. So just going to see how this candle is going to close. Oh, got stopped out. Okay. Runner got stopped out. Okay. So let's see how this 30-minute candle closes at this point. All right. So this is the close of the 30-minute candle. We closed with a big rejection here. Looking at 15-minute time frame, huge rejection here. So now, just from a market structure standpoint, we created support on the 15-minute. Candle is coming up. So this looks like there's a much more possibility for price to kind of like, okay, so if the next candle breaks up in the range, then there's a high probability for price to continue back up. But if it respects this area, then there's a very high possibility it can continue moving back down to fill this wick and eventually fill this wick right down over here. On the 30-minute time frame, that would mean it needs to respect this high, because if we copy this line, this blue line, which indicates the support on the 15-minute time frame, we can see this line falls right over here, which also means that the next candle, for it to continue moving down on the 30-minute time frame, it has to respect the previous 30-minute candle's high. So we're not going to execute anything. We're just going to, like, just read price action here. We're going to move from the 15-minute to the 30-minute to see, oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't even break the high of the 15-minute. Nice. So we took one trade, got about 1.77%. Pretty good for one trade. So slowly we're going to move on towards the New York, pre-New York, and then see what we can do at that point. Wow, moved further down over here. Very nice. Let's see how it looks on the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour is also continuing down. We have clean candles here to the left-hand side. 3 pip spread, 4 pip spread. It doesn't really matter because, the volume, because the ranges are even bigger. Like, look at this. This is a 39 pip range, 40 pip range, clean candle to the left-hand side. Okay. All right, 30-minute candle closed like this. 1 hour candle closed with sort of like a rejection, probably right down over here. So slowly we're going to move on towards NY Open. And NY Open on the simulator is going to be at 1500 hours, I think. 15, 12, 13, 14, 15. There we go. And now when we look at this on a 30-minute time frame, oh wow, 30 minutes just consolidating at this point. So we have a support formed on the 30-minute. We have a sort of like when we're unsure about this resistance, but it looks like if this candle can break the high at this point, we can possibly continue moving up in this range. Right, so this is when we're looking at the NY Open at this point, and then we're going to slowly move on towards pre-NY. But just by looking at this, seems like if it breaks the high, there's a possibility it can continue moving up. 30 pip range here. All right, all right. Got one trade, got one win, beautiful. 88 bucks. Leaderboard account is also doing well. Took one trade yesterday. I think that was on a Friday while we were heading out to the village. Saw the 4 hour was pushing up, took the buy, anticipated to continue till 1739, 1738, but then closed at about 20 pips. Okay, so 30-minute candle is about to close. Let's forward this candle here. Okay, yeah, closed right over here. So now this is a little bit of an issue at this point, right? This is the start of the new 4-hour candle. If you look on the 4-hour time frame, let's remove this analysis here, right? So looking at the 4-hour time frame, we're creating a support right here. And I mean, if the next 4-hour candle breaks the high at 1841, then there's a probability for price to continue moving back up in the range at this point. But then slowly when we look at the time, this is like around, 9 a.m. and then slowly moving to NYSE. So you really got to ask yourself a question: is there enough volume left in the market to push price, let's say 140 pips? Right? That's the question you got to ask yourself. If this was, let's say, pre-London or London Open, then you could say, okay, yeah, price can move in London Open and can move in like, NY Open and NYC Open. We can move up back towards, 1854. But, since there's less time left at this point, we really got to ask ourselves that, is there enough volume for price to really continue pushing bullish? So let's see if we break this high over here. Yeah, this could be a pretty nice move here. See, it's breaking the high at this point. We have a wick to fill to the left hand side. I think this could be a pretty good move. 21 pips minus 3 pips spread, around 17 pips. So I think the stop is going to be around 19 pips. Yeah, I don't think it's worth it. It could go up there, but we already have a win, so we're not going to execute on this. We're just going to spectate this moving in towards NYSE and see how it closes. Actually, let's move on to the next candle. Can you open this sessions? Yeah, sessions right here. See, we're moving towards NYSE at this point. So this was NY Open right here. And in the middle of this red box is going to be NYSE. And then we're going to have London close right here. All right, let's see how this 30-minute candle closes. 30-minute candle closed with a big rejection. It seems like price is just going to range. Forward candle. Yeah, we're just ranging here. Okay, yeah, whatever. We're just ranging at this point. Okay, let's move on to the next one. The next London Open, let's move on there. Okay, so it's going to be at 1000 hours. 9, 10. There we go. 9, 1000 hours. We have a bit of an issue over here, and the issue is price is just consolidating. Okay, let's take a look on the 1 hour time frame. Price is ranging. I actually enjoy ranging prices because whenever price is ranging, there's an opportunity for you to get a pretty decent trade at that point. So let's remove all the analysis on the 4 hour. All right, let's take a look on the daily here. Now, looking at the daily, the previous daily candle closed with a huge rejection to the bottom side. Now we're unsure whether this, okay, so before we talk about that, let's talk about this 15-minute candle that we had. This was at the time when we took that trade. Where was it? Was it the 15-minute candle was right here around 1100 hours? 9, 10, 11. Okay, right here. This was a 15-minute candle, right? So now let's look at this structure of this 15-minute here, right? So if we look at the structure of the 15-minute, you can see how we had support, candle broke down, next candle closed a exhaustion bullish candle, and the candle after that moved down because we had a bearish trend, right? So if we look at this formation, forgetting about the 15-minute daily or whatever, just taking a look at this formation, and when we look at the daily time frame here, doesn't daily look like almost the same thing? Right here, look, we had support formed, we had support, candle broke down, candle closed with a big bullish exhaustion wick, and now this new daily candle is starting at this point, right? So if we can get this situation on the daily, I think there could be a move for price to continue down. Now, this is just an idea on the daily time frame. We're like visualizing what may happen on the daily time frame, right? There's nothing set in concrete. No, nothing. We're just anticipating at this point. Let's take a look on the 4-hour here. Looking at the 4-hour, we do see that there's a bit of a resistance being created at the same area, but we also have some sort of a support being formed here, which we're unsure what's happening on the small time frames until we look at the smaller time frames. So let's take a look on the small time frames here. Now looking at the 1-hour time frame, we can obviously see there's a resistance forming. There's a bit of a support forming here. We have a bunch of wicks here to the downside, and if we break the slow, then we have clean range like 34, 35 pips away. So we're going to indicate that range here too. So the whole idea is whenever you're looking at price, you're looking at the most recent resistance, and you're trying to see that, okay, if we break this area, where's price most likely to go? So if we break above this resistance, first of all, we can easily fill this wick over here, 27 pips away, and then we have some sort of a clean candles going till 1847, 68, 70 pips away. So we're just going to mark a rough idea right over here. 1847 seems like a pretty okay number. Don't ask me how I got that number. It's just like we have clean candles. There's a wick over here as well. So anticipated price to go up. And if we break below the support, then there's a high probability for price to continue moving down 34, 35 pips away. If there's more volume, then obviously we can continue down to fill this wick over here as well. Now, let's take a look on the 30-minute time frame. Let's copy these zones over to the 30-minute time frame. And let's take a look at the 30-minute time frame. Now, looking at the 30-minute time frame, what we can see over here is that we have, obviously we have a support right here, right? Now, if we break above this resistance, there's a bigger resistance right over here as well, right? So we would need price to break above this area for price to continue bullish. So let's zoom out here a little bit. Let's put our line right here. And if we can break above, or we can get a candle closing above this area, then obviously we can get a clean move going up till 1847 or 1845, or maybe up till this week. 1845 would be a much better target because we had a rejection right here. So the only way I think we can take a buy at this point, if we can get a candle closing above 1842 for price to continue moving up, or if we can get a candle closing below 1836 for price to move down, right? So now we have two biases. We're just waiting. We're just going to wait for either one of the biases to kind of like show up. All right. Oh, it looks like we're moving up here in the first 3 minutes. Oh, breaking up over here in the first 4 minutes. There's no impulse entry, no, nothing. First 7 minutes over here. Interesting. London Open came with a lot of volume. Oh, we're trying to break above this wick too. Very, very interesting. Nothing at this point. We got to wait for this candle to close. All right, 15-minute candle has closed. Let's take a look on the 15-minute. 15-minute candle has closed bullish. If we can break this high, can we move to 1845, which is like 14, 15 pips away? Yeah, I think it's going to be very, very risky over here. If we do break above this area, 14, 15 pip range, with a lot of volume here. We're unsure whether the 30-minute candle is going to close back in the range or it's going to close above the range. Lots and lots of volume over here. So whenever we have this much volume, it's better to just stay out. I would say it's better to just sit out and miss out on the trade. That's it. You can sit out and miss out on the trade. You're going to have a much safer experience in trading. Even though if you get like that small win, you can be happy about it. But like if you're not 100% confident of that win, it's gonna be very, very rough. So we've had this move up. I think what we need is probably a support formed at this point for price to move back up in this range, 27 to 30 pip range, or we can wait for price to kind of like, okay, we'll see what happens. Let's see how this 30-minute can close. The one thing we cannot do is we cannot take an impulse entry above this candle, because if we do take an impulse entry, I know this question was actually coming. If we take an impulse entry above this candle, we have this rejection here like 4 pips away. So even though price has moved up, the trading candle was right over here, which there was obviously no way to enter the trade. Looking at the 4-hour time frame as well, it was pretty rough over here. There was like less confirmations here. Or if the 4-hour candle can close above this area, then we can anticipate price to move further up in this clean range. Looking at the 1-hour time frame, there was nothing. Even if we did an impulse entry, the stop was like massive 38.40 pip stop. Right, so we're just going to wait for this 30-minute candle to close. Let's forward this candle over here. So the 30-minute candle closed a bearish candle, which means we're creating a resistance right here. Right? Let's take a look on the 15-minute. 15-minute is also creating this resistance at this point. Yeah, so we're creating a resistance right over here. So now we'll have to wait for price to kind of like, close above this area for price to continue moving up. We are creating a resistance. 30-minute candle is also about to close. Let's forward this candle. 30-minute candle has closed bullish. Very good. I guess we'll need the next candle to kind of like wick down, break the high, and then continue moving bullish. See, it's moving up in the first 3 minutes. But the only thing is, we have these rejections right over here as well. So we got to be very, very cautious about that. Let's take a look on the 15-minute. Yeah, I guess we'll need to wait for the 15-minute candles to break above this area here. Because even though this is a 30-minute high, on the 15-minute, this is still a resistance at this point. So we'll have to wait for price to kind of like, break and close above this resistance. If that doesn't happen, then there's no trade. So also notice we're moving in towards the new 4-hour candle, which is opening in about 3 minutes. There we go. New 4-hour candle has started. New 4-hour candle has started. Previous one closed bullish. This is good because if this new 4-hour candle can wick down and break this high right here, I think we can have a very, very good move going up towards in the New York session. So I think that's going to be pretty interesting to see. And that high is basically going to be for a candle to close above, this price here, 1844.90. So let's see. Let's wait for this 30-minute candle, 15-minute candle. Let's forward these candles by 15 minutes because we want to see a candle closing above this area. Let's see here. All right, 15-minute candle closed, did not close above, still consolidating. Next candle closed bearish, nothing happening at this point. Absolutely nothing happening. Looks like the 30-minute candles are just consolidating over here. Look at this. Previous candle closed like nothing. Absolutely just garbage over here. All right, let's wait for the next 15-minute candle. Oh, next 15-minute candle closed bullish. Okay, let's take a look on the 30-minute candle. 30-minute candle still open here as well. Now, this would be a very interesting idea to take a buy over here. Okay, so if the next 15-minute candle wicks down and breaks the high, I think we can take a buy for price to continue bullish. Yeah, I think that's going to be a pretty good idea. Wicks down. And if it breaks the high at this point, I think it's going to be a very good opportunity for price to continue moving bullish. We're waiting for confirmations. How long is this session going to be? Probably like maybe 45 more minutes. Okay, so 30-minute candle has closed bullish above this resistance as well. Yeah, so we just need for price to break this high to continue up. We're slowly moving into pre-NY. Now, here's the thing, right? We're slowly moving into pre-NY. There's no news over here. Yeah, there's actually no news. Why we must wait for a candle to wick down first? Because if a candle wicks down, then that means it's creating liquidity to go up. So if you look at the sessions, we're slowly moving into NY open. So that's when we're going to have volume, right? So whenever we have volume, there's going to be some sort of a break. So if we break the high at this point, I think there's a very good opportunity for price to continue moving bullish. At the same time, we're also creating a support right here as well. Oh, look at this. Oh, we didn't break the high. We did not break the high. Enter sell on break of support. Yes, exactly. So that's exactly what I was going to talk about, was that if we can break below the support, we have clean candles to the left hand side, which price can continue moving down into. So for that idea, we would need for the 30-minute candles to kind of like close below support over here as well. You know, because if we're moving up and if we get those confirmations for buys on 15-minute, but if that doesn't happen, then obviously we got to plan for sells here as well, right? Because we got clean candles on both sides. We got clean candles on the 30-minute, and we got clean candles on the 30-minute to go down and to go up. All right. Nothing's happening at this point. Absolutely nothing. Oh, it looks like we're getting some move over here. Awesome. We're getting some movement. Okay, we're getting some movements over here. Candle is about to close. Wow, look at this. So this is where there's a very, very, very high probability for price to continue down. Because look, this 30-minute candle closed above this resistance. Then we needed the next one to break the high for price to continue up. Did that happen? Ask yourself that question. That didn't happen, so there was no bias, right? Now, this 30-minute candle has closed below the support over here where all these candles were rejecting. Now, if this next candle can break the low, there's a very, very high possibility for price to continue moving down because now we have clean range here to the left-hand side. I think that's going to be a pretty good move here too. I mean, at least if we can still come down to like 1840, 15 pips, 16 pips, 17 pips, I think that's going to be very, very good at that point too. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to enter an impulse entry because also we're moving into a high volume time. This is pre-New York. Pre-New York has really high volume. And look at that time we've been consolidating. We've been consolidating for about 7 30-minute candles, right? We moved through pre-London, no volume. London Open, no volume. Well, pre-London we have some shit volume over here, but like whatever, right? London Open, no volume. Pre-London, pre-New York, now this is going to be one. What if this current break the high? What if this current candle break the high? Would that be a valid buy? No. We would want that candle to break and close above this area for price to continue up, right? Because we want a good stop loss there as well. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to wait for price to, all right, it's breaking the low over here, but it's breaking the low in the first minute. Want to kind of like wick up first. Yeah, there we go. It's wicking up over here. Now it's breaking the low at this point. So this is where we can enter a position, probably have the stop within this range around 14, 15 pips over here. Yeah, right over here. Let's have it at like right here. TP we can look at around this area here, 1840, close to like 1839, 1840. I think that's going to be a pretty good idea there. Let's see, remove this here. Okay, perfect. All right. Oh, nice. We have clean. Oh, okay. We're coming down close to 1840. 1840. We're rejecting this area over here. We're about 6 pips, 2 pips, 14. Still with the spread. Spread is like 34. 3 pips. Okay, perfect. Right here, we're going to secure around 90%. 90% right here. And we're going to leave the rest running with stops at break even. Awesome. We have clean range to the left hand side. If we move in towards with high, like look, there's a lot of volume at this time. Pre-New York volume. We're moving into NY Open at this time as well. So I think the runner can continue to like 1836. I think that's going to be a pretty good move here. 1836. We'll be happy with that. A lot of, wow. This is what gold does. Moves in and then retraces all the way. Hopefully the runner doesn't get stopped out. If the runner doesn't get stopped out. Okay, the 30-minute candle is closing. 30-minute candle closed. New 30-minute candle is starting right now. Let's take a look on the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour is continuing down in its clean range as well. I think it's going to be a pretty good idea. 1836. Let's take a look on the 4 hour. 4 hour just rejected that area. It's coming back in the range. Daily candle. Oh, it looks like daily candle is trying to go bearish over here. Okay, let's zoom in over here. All right, let's take a look at this. Let's zoom in here and see what's going on. So if the daily candle, this is at 1836, yeah, I think if it goes bearish, it can continue bearish, but we'll see. We shall see. We're going to move in towards NY Open and see what happens. Let's forward this candle here. Oh, wow. It did move down. Look at that. So I think now what we can do is we can probably bring the stop right over here above this candle and trail this stop loss, right? This is doing some damage here. 28 pips, 30 pips. If we can break this low, I think we can continue further down. 1834, 1833. Oh, wow, just had to say it. 60, 70. Okay, let's just secure everything right here. Secured everything right there and move down another, wow, 10 pips. Beautiful move in NY Open. Came straight down to these wick rejections here as well. Damn. If I would have known this, would have just held the whole position. Okay, so since we're up like 6%, I think in the next trade we can hold the full position. Crazy. All right, let's move on to the next one here. Okay, wow, look at that. Oof, look at that volatility over there. Okay, let's move on to the next London Open here. So again, right, if you rewatch this, you're going to notice that we waited for price to break above with confirmations. We didn't get confirmations. Then we're like, okay, if we can break above, let's see if we can take a sell if we do go down. And then we started looking at selling ideas. Price broke below support, wicked up, came down, took an impulse entry, and then price moved down, secured positions, and rest just, it is what it is. All right, let's move on to the next one here. This is going to be at London Open. Let's see here. Wow, look at that consolidation over here. Looks like something's waiting to be happened. Is there some news at this point? Oh, slowly we're moving up over here. Oh, wow. It's trying to move up. Okay, so this is when you come to London Open and you're like, well, what the hell happened to gold here? Gold continued moving up. Let's take a look on daily. Okay, so this is when we're coming back to the charts and we see that the daily, oh my, look at this. The daily candle has moved right back up towards 1855, right? So this is now when you're looking to see that, okay, now when we come to the chart, so now when we came to the charts at this point, we saw that the daily candle has moved back up in the range, right? If the daily candle has moved back up in the range, it does seem like that this move has already happened. So looking on the 4-hour time frame, we're coming up towards this resistance area right here, and it does seem like that the move has already happened at this point. So we cannot look for buys. I think the only thing we can look for is some sort of a support formed or a rejection for price to continue moving back up. That's the only thing we can look at, right? 4-hour time frame, we're coming up to a very, very strong resistance. You can see how the 4-hour candles were rejected here before, rejected here again, like strong rejections, right? One rejection was right here, one was right here. Taking a buy at this point is going to be very, very risky unless we get some sort of a confirmations on the smaller time frames for price to move up. But other than that, I think it's going to be very, very difficult. So let's take a look at the smaller time frames. Looking at the 1-hour time frame, you should do live stream from London Open till NY Open. All right, we'll see. We can see. All right, so let's take a look on the 1-hour time frame here. 1 hour is sort of like breaking above this high, but it's, I mean, I think we would need to see some sort of a candle to kind of like create a support for it to continue moving up, because we created a consolidation area here and we moved up like what, 60 pips. So I think it's going to be a good idea to wait for some sort of a support for price to continue moving back up. Let's take a look on the 30-minute time frame. All right, look at this. The 30-minute candle just looks pretty monstrous right over here. And the reason I say it looks monstrous is because, I mean, it moved up and then had a rejection here. Let's take a look to the left-hand side. Left-hand side has these wick rejections here. So yeah, I think it's going to be a good idea for price to continue down, create support. If we can create a support, then there's a high probability for price to continue moving back up. So I would say just gonna wait for price to kind of like, if it continues moving bullish, it is what it is, right? We'll be okay to miss the trade, but I think it's going to be a really good idea to wait to see if price does create a support, something like this over here. We created support, took a buy, price moved up 10, 11. Yeah, it wasn't enough range, so we'll see. Spread is 5 pips. Yeah, there's a lot of volume here in gold, man. Crazy. Wow. How the hell are you going to trade on the spread over here? Let's show the ass line here. Damn, look at the spread over here. 4 or 5 pips. Shit. All right, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's see if you have any news over here. So we have nothing. We have no news. We have interest rates for CAD, but that's later on. But yeah, no news. All right, so the 30-minute candles are just forming at this point. 15-minute time frame is whatever, just ugly. 15-minute is really, really ugly at this point. So we're not even going to bother looking at the 15-minute. We're only going to focus on the 30-minute here. So let's wait for the 30-minute candle to close. Oh, 30-minute candle closed a rejection right here. So it seems like we are creating some sort of a resistance. Let's bring this down over here. Make this resistance right here. Perfect. We're creating this resistance. Let's zoom in. And yeah, awesome. Let's see what happens now. I guess we'll need to see if the next candle can break the high for price to continue up. Yeah, this candle needs to break the high right here for price to continue moving up. The spread is still 4 pips, 3 pips, 4 pips. Awesome. Beautiful. If we can break the high, the bid and ask price, I think it has to continue moving above that area. Very, very delicate situation. Extremely delicate situation. Now look, the candle's about to close in 10 minutes. If it breaks the high in the last 10 minutes, it's going to be a very difficult situation because we got to wait for the candle to close. The candle is about to close on the 30-minute time frame and on the 1 hour. See, right here, taking a buy is very, very nasty because the candle is about to close. So whether you take a buy, take the risk to have a loss, or you just be patient and just let the candle close. It's like, what, 4 minutes over here? That's nothing. 4 minutes to not be in a drawdown is a very, very good deal. Trust me. If you got to wait 4 minutes and you can avoid drawdown, just do it. All right, perfect. So candle has closed with another rejection over here. Looking at the 1 hour time frame, 1 hour candles are closing with a resistance at this point. I think if this 1 hour candle can break the high, then we can continue moving up. Fill this. The only problem with these buys is, which I'm noticing at this point, is that even if we break the high right here, this is like 10 pips away, and 10 minus 3 is 7. So yeah, I don't know, it's going to get very difficult. Looking at the 30-minute here as well, yeah, it's going to be very, very difficult here because, I mean, considering the spread, if we break the high, this is like a 12 pip spread. So I would really want price to either break above this wick, 1857, because if we can break above that wick, then we have a bigger ranges to come into 24, 25 pips. But even that's a little choppy there too. So I don't know, I guess we'll see. Yeah, I guess we'll see. Or if we can create like a strong support and we can break that support, then hopefully we can correct some of this move. But yeah, that's about it. So the best window for impulse entry is the first 3 to 5 minutes. Yes, that's true. All right, there we go. See that? Price is breaking. It's not breaking above that area here. Yeah, look at this. This candle is about to close in 5 minutes. Yeah, this candle is about to close in 5 minutes. So rather wait for this candle to close and for the next one to break the high. But if it's also closing at this point, this also means that we are now creating a support. So see, as time goes by, we're continuously adjusting our zones, right? So now this was our resistance. I'm going to indicate this with a line right here, with the horizontal line. This was our resistance, and now this area, this becomes our support, right? So if we can get a candle to break above this area, I think there's going to be a very good opportunity for price to continue moving up. Or if we can get a candle to close below this support, then I think we can have a sell for price to continue moving down. Yeah, we'll see. We shall see what happens. See this? Bid and ask price is not breaking above that high. Looking at the 1 hour time frame, 1 hour candle still open. Looks like it is rejecting in this rejection area here to the left hand side. Yeah, looks like there's a rejection at this point. Let's take a look on the 4 hour. 4 hours like still trying to move up, but let's see how this candle closes. We're planning for buys above the wicks and sells below the support. Oh, it looks like we're gonna have the sell over here. Can we take a sell at this point? No, not yet. We gotta wait for this candle to close. Candle's about to close in 3, 2, and 3 to 1. There we go. Candle has closed. Looking at the 15-minute time frame, it's whatever. We're going to ignore the 15-minute. It's a mess. We're going to focus on the 30-minute time frame. Let's take a look on the 1 hour time frame, 1 hour candle. Oh, okay. Now look at this, right? Look at this. The 1 hour candle came up over here. Big, 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 huge candle. Right? But we had wick rejection to the left hand side, so I think that's why it rejected this area. Next 1 hour candle closed a weak bearish candle. The previous candle, this one, it broke the high of the previous bearish candle, but it still closed stronger bearish than the previous bearish candle. Right? So this means now this is where you got to ask yourself a question. What's the probability for price to continue moving down at least till like I would say like 1842, or I mean if there's more volume, continue down to like 1849, 40 pips away, versus what's the probability for this candle to just shoot right back up? These are the questions you need to ask yourself when you're looking at candles. So I believe just by looking at this 1 hour candle, just because of the reasoning we gave, and by looking at the 4 hour, 4 hours, like okay, so 4 hour also closed below this resistance right over here as well. Right, so looking at the 30-minute, we're closing below the support area, and this is kind of like the same trade which we took right over here. If you guys remember the same trade, right? Candle closed below support, next candle broke the lows, took a sell, price went down, had a great day, yada yada yada. Same thing right here. Candle closed below support. If this candle breaks the low, we can take a sell, price to go down, and should be a pretty easy move at that point. So yeah, I guess that's something we can hopefully wait for over here. For price to break the low, take the sell, and have a good day. Slow it down a little bit so we don't miss the move. Price is wicking up, trying to come down. Excuse me, Raja. If we have resistance from past example 1840, but our current price makes resistance at 1839, what we should do, it should be at the current price. But since that example is not in front of us at this point, so we can't talk about that. Like, you guys have to understand this, right? Hypothetical examples, they don't work. Real-time examples, they work. So this is our resistance, plus we have rejections here, so we need price to break above this area for price to continue up. But we're only focusing on what's at hand at this point. All right. First 2 minutes, first 3 minutes. There's a lot of rejections on the 1 hour and the 30-minute. Let's take a look on the 1 hour time frame here, 30-minute time frame here. All right, there we go. Bid and ask is below that area. We're going to take a sell at this point. Stop is going to be, let's put it at right over here, 14, above this wick right here, including the spread too, right? So the spread is like 4 pips, so we're going to put it at like 4 pips above this high. In case price comes up to stop us out, let's put it at 15 here. TP probably 1850 to 17 right here. What makes sense? All right, so we're going to remove our TP point. This is exactly the same trade we took right over here, right? We're moving into high volume at this point here as well. Uh-oh. 1 hour candle looks pretty good here though. Okay, slowly we're in the blue now. Awesome. Wish we could use magic keys, or wish this thing had like a partial close in profits, partial profits. Looks like we're retracing over here. 1 hour candle looks pretty nice to continue bearish. 4 hour close below this resistance as well. Start of the 4 hour candle, 30-minute candle closing below the area. Only taking this trade, trusting the fact that we won the previous trade. That's the only reason. All right, slowly coming down. Can we come further more down? 7 pips, 6 pips, 7, or will this going to be a risk management situation over here? If this is going to be 12 pips over here, I think 12 pips. Yeah, it looks, because like we're taking a sell in a heavy uptrend. I think we can close like around 90% at 12 pips, 10 to 12 pips. Both stops are break even. And let the rest run. Oh, nice. Continue down further over here. Okay, up 8%. 8%. Is there a thunderstorm outside? Oh yeah, there's almost a thunderstorm outside. So if we get disconnected, this is still going to be recorded. So we're going to put the whatever recording we have in the database. All right, let's speed it up here a little bit. 30-minute candle is about to close. And yeah, okay, there we go. Oh, all right, got stopped out over here. Okay, it's okay. Now, 4 hour candle, it basically closed below resistance. We've had rejections right here, one over here, one over here. So there's a probability for this 4 hour candle to also continue down, but we don't have those confirmations. Daily candle is also in like a huge rejection right over here as well. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Wow, 1 hour candle is straight rejecting that area as well. Can the same move happen right over here as well? That's what I'm thinking. Because look, price broke below support. Next candle just continued breaking the hell down over here. Can the same thing happen over here? Because if we're creating a support, right? And if this was an impulsive move up, can we correct this move coming into the NY session? That's what I'm thinking. But I think for that, we would need, okay, so this is where impulse entry is not going to work, right? If this candle breaks the low of the previous bullish candle, I think it's better to wait for this candle to close. It's better to wait for this candle to close bearish and for the next candle to continue down. Oh, it actually, oh, we missed it. We missed this area right over here. This is where I wanted to take a sell for price to continue down to fill this wick down at this point. Damn, I guess we missed it. Price moved way too fast. It is what it is. Yeah, that would have been a pretty, that would have been a really good entry. Oh, right here. Can we get in again? Can we risk some of the profits here? Let's see. 17 pips. 17, 19 pip. Let's do it for the sake of it. 0.5. Let's go with the 0.5 risk. Let's go with the 0.5 risk. Stop is going to be 20 pips. We're anticipating price to come down over here 30 pips away. Let's remove this take profit. So yeah, it's just going to be like a test trade here because price moved down, retraced, and now it's continuing to move down. 1 hour time frame have almost like clean candles. 4 hours, oh, look at this. Yeah, this is a very good trade over here. Look, the 4 hour candle, it rejected once and twice, and now this 4 hour candle has broken the low over here. So now you got to ask yourself, okay, if the 4 hour candle, this is going to be a trade based off the 4 hour candles, right? If we broke the low, there's a very high probability moving into the NY Open and pre-NY that this 4 hour can continue moving down till I'd say like at least 1841. Right over here, 1841, even 1842, around 60, 70 pips away. This should be a great move all the way down at that point because the 4 hour candle has broken the low and now it's moving into a high volume time, and that high volume time should continue pushing price down. And these are some of the trades that I do take in the London session, which move on towards the New York session. So you can see we're moving into NY open at this point. We're going to keep the stops wherever they are. It's a 0.5 risk. If we lose, we're going to lose 0.5. But if we win, we're going to win a whole lot bigger than that. We're running at 27 pips, 28 pips at this point. Not even managing positions because it's a 0.5, right? So what's 0.5? If you move down towards 1841, that's like 100 pips at that point. Beautiful. Yeah, pretty excited about this. Let's see if we can really continue moving bearish. We have no news coming in as well. This candle's about to close like this. Candle closed. All right. Now we have some sort of a rejection. So we're also going to start playing with the market structure over here. 1 hour is at the support as well. But if you look at this 1 hour candle, I think we can see. Oh, okay, never mind. Looks like 1 hour candle is rejecting. 4 hour candle is also rejecting. So now if you see this rejection here, right now, if you keep in mind the times of volume in the market, we have pre-London, London Open, pre-New York, New York Open, and NYSE, right? Let me bring up the sessions right here. Right now, if the 4 hour candle moved down at pre-NY, right? We moved down with pre-NY, now we're retracing. We have another volume time coming up, which is the NY Open, and then moving into NYSE Open. So if it's retracing, maybe it's retracing for price to continue pushing down with the new volume. This is like when you have news events, right? Sometimes, let's say you have a very high volatile news event, price pushes down erratically, it retraces, and then it continues pushing down. Right, so this is the same thing happening at this point because now we're getting surges of volume, right? Volume came in with pre-NY, price moved down. Now we're moving closer to NY Open, so price is retracing. NY Open comes. Since we broke this low on the 4 hour, respected the high, and the 4 hour candles are going to close in about 1 hour and 15 minutes, there's a high probability for it to continue pushing down with volume. If it continues back up, it's only 0.5 risk, which we can lose no problem at all because we're already up around like 7% over here. So yeah, the 30-minute candle is breaking the high. I mean, that's fine, whatever. I mean, if we can break this low, then there's a high probability for price to continue down. And I think that's when we can add a position here as well, once we break this low over here. Can we add a position right here? Let's do another like 0.5 here. It's going to be actually no, for sake of simplicity, we're just going to leave it here. But like for paper trading purposes, I think this could be a very good opportunity to enter a position. Actually, no, the candle is about to close in 10 minutes. We're going to hold on to our horses over here. Not going to make any sudden movements. All right. Look at this. Oh, wow. This thing is still running over here. 60 pips. In the last 5 minutes, it's still moving and grooving. Wow, look at the spread here. 4 pips, 3 pips. Holy, what's going on over here on gold? It broke the low, moved like 40, 49 pips over here. Oh, 50 pips over here. Almost 92 pips, 80 pips. Crazy. So the 4 hour, it did come in the low. Oh, wow, 100 pips at that point. So we're going to close. Let's see here where this 4 hour candle closes here. This is the NY Open at this point. We're just going to close right over here. Let's close like 50%. 90%, sorry. Put stops at break even. And that's it. Damn. This thing just dropped. Anticipated to come to like 1841, but it continued moving. Wow. 1340 pips over here. Let's just close everything right here. Crazy. These are the moves. If I can get these moves on a leaderboard, oof, crazy. Big move over here. Let's move on to the next candle here. Next candle retraced all the way back up. Wow, gold is crazy. Oh my God, what the hell's happening over here? This thing is going reversing. Wow. This is crazy. Came down, moved all the way back up. Damn, Daniel. Wow, what's this fucked up? What happened here? There's no news here either. Is it the interest rates? The interest rates aren't even here yet. Wow, it's just nasty on gold. Very, very nasty. I guess we have Japan unemployment rate and then Japan interest rates. I don't know. Crazy. Who's Daniel? Daniel is someone who probably blew $1 million account because he took buys and sells in gold and he just lost it. And then we said, "Damn, Daniel." It's basically a video on YouTube. Damn, Daniel. All right. Crazy. Crazy. All right. So moving into Thursday over here. Let's pause this. Let's move on to the 30-minute time frame and let's go towards Thursday over here. Let's go towards London Open. Looks like we're still consolidating, trying to move up. Spread is kind of like dying down here as well. All right, London Open. This is London Open right over here. So we're going to remove all analysis right here, right here, right here, right here. Let's move on to the 1 hour time frame. This. Let's move on to the 4 hour time frame. 4 hour also. Oh, look at that 4 hour breaking the low over here. Probably for price to continue moving bearish. All right, let's look on the daily time frame. Now, daily candle broke above this area. Look at this daily. What a fugazi! Came all the way down and it moved all the way back up. Right now, this new daily candle is coming down. Probably it's rejecting this area right here. So we're like, okay, is it really rejecting to go down, or is it just like whatever, right? So let's take a look at the 4 hour here. The only thing we know about the 4 hour is that we created resistance and we created a support on the 4 hour at this point, right? We've created a support over here as well. Oh, Juan Farina. He wants to participate. Okay, we created a support over here as well. Now, this looks like there's a possibility for the 4 hour to continue moving bearish, but we're unsure at this point. And the reason why we're unsure at this point is because we don't know whether this 4 hour is maybe kind of like breaking the slow to continue down or close back in the range, because we haven't looked at the smaller time frames yet. So we're going to take a look at the small time frames here. Let's take a look on the 1 hour time frame. Let's zoom in here a little bit. Now, on the 1 hour time frame, we're creating a resistance at this point, right? Now, since we're creating a resistance at this point, we also have some sort of a support right over here as well. Now, since we have the support at this point, we're unsure whether we can break this low to continue down or not. Because if we do continue down till this area here, if we measure this resistance, this is like 45 pips away. So I guess if we can break this low, there's a very high possibility for price to continue moving down. But if we respect this low, then I think there's a big opportunity for price to just range in the 68 pip range over here. Let's zoom into the 30-minute time frame. Let's clone this over to the 30-minute time frame. All right, now looking at the 30-minute time frame, now we have a little bit more information over here. Let's zoom in over here. Okay, perfect. So we have one candle coming down, next candle coming down, but we're really at this point right here. So I guess we'll need to see if the next 30-minute candle can break the low for price to continue down 29 pip range, or if we can have a candle closing back up in this range for price to continue back up. Now, this is where trading a range, it gets, I wouldn't say easy, but it gets kind of like, acceptable, because this is like a 67 pip range, right? So even if we can get a trade in the middle of this range, this is like a 43, 44 pip area, so we can at least get some sort of a move at this point. Should we do this analysis during the London Open or like 30 minutes before it opens? I would say do it like 30 minutes before the open, but just for the sake of simplicity and time, I'm just doing it at London Open. So yeah, let's see what happens here. All right. Oh, look at this, right? We're breaking above the high in the first 2 minutes. If we're breaking above the high, there's a high probability for price to continue moving back up in this range. Let's take a look on the 15-minute time frame. I guess we'll need to wait for the 15-minute candle to close. Since we wait for the 15-minute candle to close, this candle can easily continue pushing bullish. So we really have to wait. We have to be very patient. Because the 30-minute has broken the high and respected the low, and this is a pretty nice range. It's going to be sort of like a riskier trade because now since you go up in profits, you can start to take some riskier trades at this point. Let's see. We got 3 minutes left for the 15-minute candle to close. It's pushing up over here. Don't like that. Want it to push down a little bit. All right, 15-minute candle has closed. Even if you take a buy over here, the stop is going to be, oh God, 37 pips. Yeah, too big. Too big of a stop loss. So we'll have to wait for the 30-minute candle to close. Let's move on to the next 30-minute candle. All right, 30-minute candle has closed. Let's take a look on the 15-minute time frame. 15-minute candle is closing like this. So I think it's going to be a good idea for the next 15-minute to break the high, take a buy, and then just, yeah, anticipate price to continue moving back up in this range. 30, 28, 29 pips over here. Pretty nice. Not too bad. We're able to kind of like, retrace down, create like a lower wick, and then continue moving bullish. Yeah, I think that's going to be a pretty good idea. Oh, Godwin coming up with that tick mark. Check mark. Nike, just do it. Okay, so we're creating a low at that point. We're creating a lower wick. Now we just got to visualize this candle break the high, and then we got to do some black magic for price to continue bullish. Yeah, I think 1873 would be a pretty good area. 11, 12 pips. Speed it up here a little bit. Oh, there we go. We're breaking the high. 30-minute candle is also breaking the high at that point. Yeah, it should be a pretty 14, 15 pip stop below this current 15-minute candle. Let's wait for it to come up. Oh, right here. So taking a buy at this point. Stop is going to be below this candle. Oh, it's a pretty big stop here, kind of. Yeah. Does it make sense? Sort of makes sense over here. It's like a 0.5% risk. Nothing major. Maybe secure at like 10 pip profit, 10, 12 pip profit. Oh, 15, 13. Oh, almost came up to the TP. Let's take a look on the 30-minute. Looks pretty good. Come up here, clean candle to the left hand side. So now the range above this wick was like 33, 34 pips over here. Still pretty nice range. Now here's the thing. Whenever you have a 30 to 34 pip range, it's very easy. And also you need clean candles on the left hand side. It's very easy to get like 15 pips out of it, 17 pips out of it, right? But if the range is like 20 pips, getting 15 pips out of a 20 pip range, it gets pretty difficult, right? Because the laws of average, they come into play. So probably going to close the whole thing since this trade is in a range. Nice, cool 1% over here, 0.75%. I think 0.5%. Quick move, that's about it. We're in this range at this point. We're just arranging. Looks like there's just going to be ranging there because the whole week we had some nasty moves. Moves up, moves down, moves up, moves down. Insane. So let's wait to see whether we can. Oh, it looks like start a new 4-hour candle. 4-hour candle is rejecting down and creating a resistance up there. Looks like we're just consolidating at this point. Yeah, just consolidation. Oh, looks like we're having some move over here now. Let's see how this candle closes. Oh, closed with a rejection on 30-minute time frame. Yeah, we're just consolidating here, moving into pre-New York. Just forwarding the candles and we're just consolidating at this point. I think we would need a candle to close below this area for price to continue down this 30 to 40 pip range over here, even if you do get that. But we'll see. Yeah, we're just arranging at this point. Nothing. Look at the 1-hour candles, 15-minute candles, just garbage. Garbage. Let's see how this candle closes closer to NY open. Oh, look at this. This is NY open right here. So see how it worked like clockwork right over here as well. Came up to, this was NY open and close to this was NY open right here, close to, I think this was right here. Yeah, this was NY open right here. But that's besides the point. Look, candles closing below support, candles closing below support, and we're having this candle forming. If this candle breaks the low right here, I think we can continue moving down at this point. That's it. That's the only thing I see at this point. If we break the low, we can continue moving. It's like a 27, one extended like 30, 31 pip range. So, you know, if we can wick up, go down, I think that's going to be a I think that could be a pretty good trade. We'll see. We need kind of see it broke the low over here. Let's slow it down here a little bit. Let's take a look on the 15-minute time frame. 15-minute candles also looks good. Put a stop above this 15-minute candle. Probably TP right over here. So, I mean, pretty tough. We've just been ranging at this point. Oh, okay. We did go down. Didn't see, this is where we did not, the TP didn't get fulfilled because of the spread, right? So if we move down, okay, so let's move back 115-minute candle and let's play this right here, right? So we're gonna do it again. Price come down, breaks a low, take a sell, do it right over here. I think the TP was right down over here, right? Yeah, it was right down over here. And slow it down here a little bit. See now, price will come down, break down. See, it didn't activate the TP because for the TP to get activated, you need both the bid and the ask price to get below this TP level. If it's not going to be below this TP level, the TP is never going to get activated. So you need it to be below this TP level for it to get activated. So sometimes, you know, those things do happen. So we're just going to, I guess, close. Yeah, let's just close partial since this is the last trade we're taking. Put stops at break even. And I mean, if with volume we do go down, we go down. Oh, okay, we get stopped out. Yes, whatever. This software is a one-time and not annual renewal. Sorry, you saw a question. Yes, it's just one-time payment. You pay it one time, and then that's about it. All right, we're just ranging over here. Okay, perfect. So this was the last trade we took. I think we did around 11% here. $500 on a $5,000 account. Pretty good, not bad. The recording is going to be up in the database in about, I think in like 4 to 5 hours, the recording is going to be up in the database. I do appreciate everyone who took time late at night or early in the morning to show up. I appreciate that. So yeah, have a great weekend, everybody. Tomorrow, Monday, we're going to see you for we're going to host the NY session stream. So we're going to see you guys Monday. Take care.